All right, so moments ago, our Jessica Albert explained the transportation troubles dampening the start of the school year in Prince George's County. Now, you're going to get to hear directly from the school district's superintendent.
Yeah, Dr. Shawn Joseph is with the News 4 Today team at the Silver Diner in Lanham. He's joining Jumi and Tony right now. Good morning to all of you.
Hey there, Juliana, Adam, good morning. Yes, we have the superintendent with us right here. Dr. Joseph, first of all, thank you for waking up early and joining us here at the Silver Diner.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so there was a big meeting last night. A lot of parents showed up, a lot of families, a lot of bus drivers as well. First, I got to ask you, first day of school, we knew 10,000 students did not have an assigned bus route. Where are we today on Friday, and how are we trying to get this better so that all students have a correct bus route so they can get to school safely?
Yeah, so first it's important to note that we apologize for what happened. It should not have happened. Right now, as of today, we're under 5,000 students, and we hope to close everything out in terms of getting the backlog done by this weekend. And so the good news is when I looked at the attendance rates, because we monitor that daily, we're at about 96%. Attendance rate, I think 94% actually, attendance rate this year, which means students did go to school. We didn't have 10,000 students that were absent, but we should have had transportation right, and we didn't.
They weren't absent, but obviously this was a great hardship for many parents who were confused about what was happening and all of that. One of the things that I've heard parents talk about and that I want to ask is, with this new system, the Chipmunk app and all of that kind of thing, was this tested before the school year? Was there any test, any rehearsal process for this?
Yeah, the system definitely was tested. We brought the Chipmunk program in last year. In about October. So between October and I think January or February, we rolled it out by different bus lots. Look, at the end of the day, the challenge here, it's complex. I mean, we are one of the largest systems in the nation and one of the largest busing systems in the nation, and we're complex. We have 27 different specialty schools where we move students all around our county. But again, there's no justification for not getting it right on day one, and we're working to resolve that. So by this weekend, we'll have all 10,000 backlog students caught up. But then we begin the process of actually stabilizing the district and putting the resources that are necessary in place. But more than anything, when I think about the difference between last year and this year, the communications was a problem. We did not communicate to the public in a timely fashion so people could actually make adjustments. And that's the difference between last year and this year. And we've got to take full responsibility for that.
So a lot of what we heard last night from bus drivers is that they're overworked, that some of them didn't feel trained on the app. They're getting kids to school. Some schools are, 70 minutes late, I heard one bus driver say. And so is there a plan do we need more bus drivers? Does there need to be more training with the app? What is your focus on that?
Sure. The issue isn't with bus drivers and a bus driver shortage at this moment. Okay. The issue that we confronted now was we didn't route the students in time. And that is a supervisory responsibility that should have been handled and was not. And so we'll get that caught up again by Saturday, and then we'll work on it. I mean, in any large system that's complex as ours, it takes the first few weeks of school to get the timing and things of those nature right. And so as we move into next week, we'll really work on making sure students are picked up and buses get to school on time.
Do you anticipate, so you're taking full responsibility for it, you're explaining some of the issues. Do you anticipate there will be any structural changes, any discipline or anything like that for anyone who perhaps did not fulfill what their obligation should have been?
Now is not a time for me to, blame or point fingers. I want to solve this issue, and then once we do that, we'll move on from there.
And so what is your message going into the weekend for families who are worried that come Monday, they may still have to drive their students to school or change their routine? What is your message for parents in Prince George's County going into this weekend?
My message for parents is we're going to get it right. It's going to take some time. This weekend we will clear the backlog. we'll still continue enrolling students. You know, it's complex. Students are still enrolling in our schools. And when a student enrolls, it takes about, 5 to 7 days sometimes to get an actual route, just in terms of the process. So we're going to move through this, and we're going to focus on our vision, which is excellence everywhere, every student, every day. That is our mission, that is our charge, and that's what we're going to do.
All right. Well, we'll be checking in, but we appreciate you waking up early this morning, although you probably up early this morning. We appreciate you coming out here to the Silver Diner and answering these questions. I know that's important for you and your entire team, so thank you.
Thank you so much.